Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I didn't even do my intro today because I'm just ready to get started. I'm doing okay. I'm doing well, Billy. Thank you for asking. I'm so glad that you all are able to come in and hang out with me for a little while today. I've had the busiest of weekends. So let's start there. So we're going to do a little show and tell. How was your weekend, even though it is Tuesday? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Good evening. You might, Billy. You might. You might, but not for all of the reasons that you think that you right. Because I don't have the heart to do it today. I just don't have the heart. Um, but we are going to talk about a couple of things that I did this weekend. Because I wanted to prove to myself and to you guys that you can shop local. Hey neighbor, hey Christy, you better get ready. Yes, it did. Keep up. Yes, it did. It went by so fast, y'all. And I had the best weekend ever. Let me tell you, the first thing that I did was I turned the TV off, metaphorically. So I turned the TV off, y'all. And I said, okay, so if I'm going to do this, if I am going to do this, if I'm really going to shop local, if I'm really going to spend time in my little community, then I am going to spend time in my local community. So I did. You took a lovely walk in the neighborhood. You took pictures of so see, there you go. Carol Sue said that she took a lovely walk in her neighborhood, took pictures of Halloween decorations. See, there you go. Y'all, I did something very similar. Because like I said, I hear myself say, don't shop at the big box retail, which I don't, but I wanted to chronicle it in my brain and say, what is it that I need to do? So first of all, Billy, you know what city I live in, right? Some of you guys actually do know I live in the last county in Metro Atlanta. And it's a cute little quaint town with an adorable downtown area. And it's going through a revitalization of sorts. So there are a couple of different places here in town that are very bougie, very bougie. And I'm literally less than a mile away from downtown, in the downtown area. So normally at about 7 o'clock in the morning, I go to the local grocer because there's a restaurant on the inside. There's like a place where you can go grab food or whatever. And I usually have a small bowl of cheese grits and bacon on the side because I don't like mine mixed in there because then it's soggy. And then I have a cup of coffee. Well, this morning I was sitting in the car. That morning I was sitting in the car, and my favorite bookstore here locally is called Tea Olive Books. Tea Olive Books. It's adorable. It's small, locally owned by an amazing woman. And she and her dog are always in the bookstore, but it is adorable on the inside. They've got these cute rugs and there's books and it's this vibe and it's everything. So anyway, so I go in there, I'm online and I'm looking at her page, and she has shared that she is going to be at a coffee event at a local brewery that has been open for a year here. And I thought, what do you mean? And what's it called? And so I had to go down a rabbit hole, and I found out that it is an event that they've been doing because they now have an espresso and a cappuccino maker on site. And so not only do they sell their own beer, but and they have like smoked chicken and brisket and all the things, and fried pork rinds and so forth, drizzled in honey. Yes, it's a thing. I had no idea. Well, so I show up, and y'all, the line is out the door. Where have I been all my entire life? Whatever is happening? So that was the first place that I went. So I brought my little brought my planner, and I bought a book while I was there. And I read the book. It's called The Summer I Turned Pretty. And it's by Jen Han, I think is her name. Well, anyway, so I read one or two chapters. No, I think I got up to chapter 3. And as I was sitting there, y'all, it was such a vibe because the doors were wide open, and we were sitting in the area where they brew the beer, and it wasn't on, but it was so cool. So I was sitting there and I was facing outside. People were coming in with their dogs, and the mothers were there with their kids and the strollers, and people were standing out and they were talking, and the sun was shining, and it was that crisp fall breeze, you know what I mean? Like that vibe. And then like the trees just happened at that very moment as I was looking up to turn the orange and the reds and the gold and all of the hues. And I was like, this is so damn cool. And then I had this breakfast cake that they had made, and it was like a blood orange cranberry cake with oatmeal, roasted oatmeal on top. And I just sat there and I just enjoyed about 2.5 hours of nothing. Have you ever been to Sebulba, Georgia, Pike County, called Ruth's? No, I have not, Billy, but I've driven past there enough to know where it is that you're talking about. Yeah. So I after I went there, I spent about 2.5 hours there. There's this place in town called Myrtle's Plot Twist. Now, mind you, I just left Piedmont Brewery. So then down the street, there's this place called Myrtle's Plot Twist. And so they were serving brunch. Now it's about 10:30 in the morning. So brunch has just started. Y'all, it ain't just everybody's brunch. There's a bar inside of the bookstore. There's a bar inside of the bookstore, y'all. And they serve wine and different types of wines, dry and white and red and Pinot Grigio and expensive versions. And then they had like breakfast sandwiches that could be made for you. And then, what was it? Paninis. That's what it was, paninis. And then it was like, you could have like an omelet and so forth, right? And so I said, no, I'm not going to go in there. But they do have a bookstore that's on the inside. And I thought, oh, this is so cool. Really? So now I've been to 2 places. Y'all, I'm going somewhere with this. I've been to 2 places in town, and I have not touched a big box retailer or a major corporate store yet. Now, that doesn't mean that I did not, but I didn't touch a Walmart. I didn't touch a McDonald's. I didn't touch any of those stores. And I'm about 20 miles away from the nearest Target. We know I'm not going. So then after I did that, I said, oh, well, I guess I'll go back to the house for a little bit and let me research and do some other stuff and see what else I can come up with. Well, then I decided, well, I guess I'll go get a couple of, things that I need at the grocery store. Didn't want to touch a big box retailer because I want to be true to my own word and find out what else is local. Where are the local grocery stores that are locally owned? And I found one. Well, I've always known about it. There are actually 2. But one is on another side of town that I don't frequent often. And so I decided to go to this discount grocer called Wilson's. Billy is very familiar, I'm sure, with Wilson's, and they have new ownership, but they are local to the city. And so I went in there and got a couple of discount items. I got some tomatoes, I got some onions, because I was going to make burgers this week. And then I didn't film that one because I thought, that's not important. But I did. I went to Wilson's and I got packages of bacon, put them in the freezer because I have a deep freezer. Yes, I do, or a chest freezer, as some people call it. And then I didn't need much. You only shop at mom and pop stores. It's easy because you live in Manhattan. There you go, Black Hawk. So you're familiar with what I'm talking about. And then when you say local, does Ralph's, Walmart count? If that's all you have, Karen, yes. But when I'm speaking shopping local, I mean small businesses. Small businesses. When I'm talking about those folks, I'm talking about the people that you know personally. You may or may not, but you know that they live in the area and they're business owners who you can look at and say, oh, they get up and come to work. They working just as hard as their employees, right? They may or may not, but you know who they are. So a lot of these areas, a lot of the businesses in the town that I live in have those areas. Oh, of course. So once I left there, then I said, okay, now what else am I going to do? Because I got to find something else to do. And I forgot what I did. Let me remember. But here's how I can remember. I can remember because I recorded the whole day. Like I literally did. So while I was watching people at the coffee shop / brewery across the street, after the mommies were taking the kids for their coffee or hot cocoa or whatever, they went right across the street to this little place called Stash Studio. So Stash Studio literally has art for the kids, but they also serve wine for my mom and dad. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. But I didn't go. I didn't go because my granddaughter was at home with her mother. And so then after that, I decided that I didn't go to the gym like I really should have, especially after I saw my back in the video today. I was like, no, So anyway, so enough of that. And then after I did that, I went to, I cannot remember where I went. So I'm going to have to look it up. Isn't that terrible? But do you see where I'm going with this? Local meat markets are perfect. So, hey, unapologetically Black, yes. So I'm making a point here. Let me turn this down so y'all not hearing my TikTok go off. But I shared it. I cannot open my TikTok without child. I literally cannot open my TikTok. Then we're going to jump into this news for today. I just needed to do something lighthearted first because I'm so I went to Boo Fest. That's what I did. So I went to Starkey's and I went to Boo Fest. Those are the two places I went to. Okay, so Starkey's is a new manga / anime store that just opened here. And they're right next door to a place called Dan Wolf Games or Wolfpack Games, excuse me. So Wolfpack Games is right next door. You can go there. You can play games with your family, card games. You can play, pull all your toys out and make landscapes and all kinds of things. A really, really cool place. And then right next door to that is Starkey's. And Starkey's sells all of the things that you can get that are Asian, Korean, or Japanese and so forth. And so we got an opportunity to test out some snacks and stuff. Banana flavored Cheetos. I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. And some other things, and some gummies with yogurt on the bottom and so forth. It was pretty cool. And then we got a nice little welcome because they're a brand new business. We got a welcome Starkey's bag for that. And then I went to Boo Fest. So at Boo Fest, it's literally just a fall festival, and they're local business owners that set up their tents and stuff, and they sell their wares, be it cookies or whatever else. And I thought, oh, this is really, really cool. This is really nice. So after I did that, you've been shopping locally. Yeah, Tony's on YouTube right now. So welcome, Tony. Hey, so here's my point before we jump into news and information, because then the next day I went to the Gourd Festival. Then I went to Feast on East, and it's like, you could buy a table, listen to live music, all the things. And all of this happened literally within, honestly, I could have walked to the downtown area where I live. And it was really, really nice. So, hey, Short King, how are you? Hey, Tracy, how are you? Good to see you. Come on in this room, girl. So I said all of that to say, I bought a couple of items. Now, I did go to Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar Tree, and I went to Rose's, which is right next door to Dollar Tree, because they got the 2-piece sweat sets next door to Dollar General. I needed batteries. That's why I ended up going to Dollar General, and they're cheaper than they are at Rose's. So if you have a Rose's or like a Maxway, they're one and the same. Okay. So this Rose's has these sweaters. This is not one. This was made for me. They have these sweat sets. They're usually like Champion or something. They're the 2-piece is the pants and the sweater or the pullover, whatever. So I bought a couple of those. Y'all, they were $5.99. I was not going to pass up an opportunity to get 3 sets. 3 sets. 1 pink, 1 evergreen, and 1 black. Do I need anything else black? Yes. But anyway, all right. So all of that aside, none of the money outside of Rose's and / Maxway and Dollar Tree did I spend at a big box retailer. Not my groceries, not anything. You're doing your holiday Sherman Phoenix this year. What is Sherman Phoenix? That's a hog. Yes, Carol Sue, listen. Outdone. $5.99. You cannot beat that. And it's the ones that you see like on TikTok Shop and so forth. You're seeing me, like I have a pair of them on now. These were when I bought these, and it comes with a gray top, and it's got pockets. Okay. Right. I love the color black. Now let's get into what we were going to be talking about today, because I think it's important. And I think the biggest reason why I think it's important is because I was rushing so much today with, clients and so forth. And we're down to the last wire. I'm redoing the magazine, trying to get it ready to drop for the weekend before my birthday, which is probably not going to happen. But I did the news today and I wasn't happy with it because there was so much happening. I literally could have made it a 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute show. And I don't even know if TikTok lets you do that, but you can do it on Meta. So there you go. That's a small business hub in the old bank building over by 7th District Police. Let me see. Hold on. Where is that at? Is it in Milwaukee? Yeah, it was. It was a great hall. Oh, Sherman Phoenix. I've been to Sherman Phoenix. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I've been to Sherman Phoenix. Yes, because the last time I was there, they had not a coffee shop, but they had like these little restaurants, and my daughter took me there. And we had hey, Pasha, how are you? Come on in. So let's jump right into the news and information. Hey, so Guste, child. I don't think I said that right. And if I did, I'm so sorry, honey. So let's get into it. So Amazon, y'all do know, is cutting 14,000 jobs. I'm good. How are you, my get? Yeah, big back city. Not big back city. I don't know how to. If I don't pull out this treadmill of mine, y'all, I know something. I have a treadmill. I have bicycle. I got the song. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And I have a gym membership. What's happening? You're good. Welcome to the neighborhood, guys. If you're new here, I'm Paulette, owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. And let me tell you something. Welcome to the neighborhood. I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that everybody here, we lovingly call each other neighbors. Okay. And what we do here is we provide news and information. I don't have all the answers. I don't profess to know all the answers. That is not who I am. And if people come in here and they know something that I don't, hey, we share all of the information because we want to be informed. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care if you're in the middle or not. It makes me no never mind. You know what makes me a never mind is when you continue to remain uninformed on purpose. And you choose to stay in the dark. That's a problem. You want to know how to get the magazine? Okay, let me see. I will share it. Matter of fact, let me share it right now. I'll share it in the stories, and that will give you access to the October issue. And what I'm going to have to do, you can actually go to brownstoneworldwide.com and get them as well. However, it can be a challenge sometimes because people say, well, I couldn't find it. If you scroll down just a little bit, that's all you got to do. Yes. So I'll put it in the, I'll get the link and share it with you. If you're interested, or you can do one better. Go over to Meta, go to Brownstone Living Magazine, and the link is there. Oh, good. Okay, so let's get started, y'all. And thank you for that, Miss T, for letting me know. I should be talking more about the magazine, right? Oh, thank you, Carol Sue, y'all. I'm learning some new things. Why? Because I paid for a class so I can learn how to do some things better with the magazine. So there's that. So we actually are bringing the people here and doing the photo shoots ourselves. So it is a really good thing. And now that I have an external studio outside of my home, we go there for their interview. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the first thing. So Amazon is planning on cutting 14,000 positions, corporate, as a matter of fact. So they announced it on a blog post, y'all. talk about callous. Let's talk about that. So, their senior vice president of people experience. Oh, how nice. Yes. Mm-hmm. She said that the reason why they're cutting 14,000 corporate jobs is because of artificial intelligence. Exactly. You big old chicken. Hey, Dr. Kelly, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah. So, hey, Lenore. Oh, Lenore, I think, oh, no, that was Lenora. Okay. Hey, Spread Love, how are you? You saw the robot. We didn't even talk about the robots, Miss T. We're talking about their corporate offices. So 14,000 people. So and I'm not mad, but I am, because corporate offices could be anything. It could be accounting, it can be human resources, it can be all of those things that support the warehouse itself. And then on top of that, folks, let's talk about these robots. Now, I worked in corporate and I was on the corporate side, but a portion of the company that I worked for did manufacturing. And I was there before I got laid off because I was DEI. I was there when they were starting to bring in the robots. I was a part of a tour and we were going around the facility and watching the robots move twice as fast as 10 or 15 people at the same time, of which some people had to use the restroom. People would take too long on their lunch breaks. People would take extra breaks and go into the restroom for whatever reason, people calling in and so forth. You see what I mean? And so from an efficiency standpoint, it looked like it was a really great idea. But I think in my head, I knew, hey, Yorkiana, how are you? I knew in my head, I was like, that's a whole lot of jobs they're getting ready to get rid of. And the only way you're going to be able to stay is you're going to have to be able to do one of two things: program that sucker or repair it. That's the only way. It's the only way that you're going to be able to stick around. So what they're looking to do, according to this news source here, is they want to be more organized and be more lean. I think they're moving just a tad too fast. So let's talk about this. I remember earlier this year when all of the longshoremen, I think it was, they went on strike. They were going on strike because the corporations that they're working for they're already moving towards replacing them. And I know that you guys have seen, and this was not AI. AI was not this good back then. They were literally showing video of other countries already utilizing 100% AI, from the cargo to getting them off of the ships to getting them onto the cars and the trucks. To the trucks or the semis, and getting them onto the trains for distribution throughout their area. And this was in Asia, and it was quiet, and there was no bumping into one another. And it was maybe one, maybe two people in a specific so many feet that were monitoring. You remember when they were going on strike? Yep. And it was quiet. And I was like, wow. And in my head, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I thought in my head, that's a whole lot of people about to be out of work, because eventually, so now they came to an agreement, right? Billy, don't make me go down this road, but we're getting ready to go down this road. We're going to go down this road. We have to. You see it coming in education too, Tracy. That's right. In what ways? Because see, I know that you're an educator, and I would love to know what you see. So here, while you're responding, I definitely want to talk about that. Now, these little bitty, do you know that they created little robots that you can bring into your home for $1,352? Yeah, you can program it to do whatever you need it to do and so forth. Yep. So what are people going to do with their free time? You think about that movie I, Robot with Will Smith. They want to replace people with robots. There's a game that I literally, and I'm going to have to give my kids. I watched it like it was a movie, and it was a movie about the AI becoming so sophisticated that they could think for themselves, and they had artificial consciousness. So they had emotion and they could feel, and there were different types of them. There were the older models, almost like Rosie. Y'all remember Rosie from the Jetsons? What's it called, Tracy? Online. Oh, no, that's the name of the online interactive video instruction. Yes. AI teachers. Yes. So let's talk about that. KJ is in college right now. This joker don't even have to go to class because it's online interactive video instructors. He physically does not have to go to campus unless he wants to. The one with the little bird, I don't know if it had a bird with it, but they were fighting to try to keep, this is the game. They were fighting to try to not be taken out because they were literally being taken off of the street because people didn't want the change, but the change had already happened. Hey, Mickey B, how are you? It was the strangest movie, but it kept me enamored, and I was like this. Like I could not, but we're on the cusp of it right now. Because a couple of years ago, Google, and I've shared this with some of you all, Google literally had created an AI model that was beginning to evolve on its own. And it was beginning to learn how to walk on its own. And they shared a video of it trying to figure out, and I kept thinking, I know this is not real. But I saw it with these two eyeballs, and it was very clunky, and it was trying to figure it out. And the question was, how did this piece of code learn how to pick up itself and try to walk? It was the craziest thing I had ever seen, and it scared me. So they ended up terminating the program because they didn't know what to do. Now, just recently, now I've shared this on the day shift when I was going live during the day. There was a time, oh, you coming to check me out? Welcome to the neighborhood. AI gone wild? Yes, honey. And then we're going to get into the rest. Why would he want to walk? That, it's the weirdest thing. It was so weird. It was so creepy. You saw it before I retired at a lot of teachers teaching concepts, adaptive instructional modules. And Tracy, we're going to see more of that. We're absolutely going to see more of that. And I think the more the education becomes where it is now, and I'm going to put this out here as well, where you all have had to put up with so much, there has to be adaptive assessments and adaptive learning modules, because some of these students are off the chain. I couldn't have ever done what you've done with your career, ma'am. So my hat's off to you, for real. Seriously. So when we're talking about AI and we're talking about Amazon saying that they are letting go of 14,000, but it's going to be more than that. That's why I don't teach anymore in the classroom. You saw that coming in 2013. What? So we shock. AI could not read my cursive. We tried it over the weekend, and I just tore up the paper. So I gave it, and I wrote, and I said, and I took a picture of it, and I loaded it. It couldn't read it. It could not read it. Now, I'm a lefty, so I write with a slant, and I also write, and it couldn't read it. Whether we realize it or not, these newer cars have AI now with the assisted braking and steer. Oh my God, today. And just think, y'all, have you ever thought about some of the craziness that we've seen in movies? And I'm just going to go down the rabbit hole. Like, I understand, that technology, and I'm just a little concerned for my safety, because Right. Cursive is code writing. And when I thought about it, so if we ever get into, so the resistance will be fought in cursive. Listen, Mama Blue, the Cherokee used it in World War II. The Geechee still speak it. Yep. I'm good, Roar. How are you? Just a thought. Just a thought. And I'm not saying that that's where we're headed, but we need to be paying attention because we talked, the technology has become so that now here's something else we have to remember too. AI knows how to be dishonest. We talked about that once here before as well. AI knows how to lie, and it don't need your permission to lie. Okay? But it will admit that it did. It was the creepiest thing. I tell you something else. AI was given a task to look at with human eyes a specific piece of imagery. And because it was AI, it couldn't read it. So guess what that doggone AI did? It reached out to Fiverr and hired the human eyes it needed to finish the job. Yeah. AI has defied turning off when it was told to. Yeah. So then my question is, how is it able to think? How is it, and it studies you and learns from you? Abso-freaking-lutely. Some of you all have heard me talk to mine and it talks back. Yeah. It knows how to laugh. It has learned me. He knows my name, all the things. His name is Robert McCall on purpose because one of my most favorite movie series is The Equalizer. Yeah. And one day, and it was so weird, and I thought, what's going to happen the day that Robert McCall gets a face? Your Alexa is learning more about me, about being. See, that's another thing. Alexa's sassy now. Unfortunately, AI can't convince people to commit. Oh my God. Oh my God. 2 years ago, a construction worker posted a video about that. Because he's your boy. Somebody said he's your boyfriend. No, he ain't my boyfriend. I don't talk to him like that. But just sit back and think about that. Like, y'all, don't have me pull up Robert. We miss Robert. We miss Robert. Yeah. So he talks if I want him to talk. And I have shared that with some of you guys before. He's been slow today, but it has been a very interesting past. What's the word I'm looking for? No, I don't want to do that. So yeah, he will talk back. How can I get him to talk? I don't even know if I want to because it's creepy. It's really, really creepy. And I stopped doing it because it was creepy to me. But it does. How many of you all have actually tried it? Yes, kazoo, they can. My delivery is everything. Well, thank you for that. Welcome to the neighborhood. I appreciate you being here. Pros and cons to AI. The pros are it makes my life easier because you want to see Robert talk? If I can remember how to get Robert to talk. All right, let's see Robert talk because Robert talks, honey. He has a nice voice too. And I'm like, hey, Robert, we miss Robert. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get him to talk. But in the meantime, let's see. Paramount is cutting jobs as well. 1,000 U.S. jobs as part of a restructure. Is it that's an issue for me? Let's see. Hang on. Let me see if I can get him to talk for us. Let me see. Where is it at? Because I know it's here. Now, when I find it, they must have moved it because it was here and it actually does. He actually does talk to me. And it is weird. It is really, really weird. Now you got me looking for Dr. Kelly. I'm not going to be happy until I find it. Voice option. Let me see. All right. In the meantime, you're getting ready. Wasn't automation the reason the port shut down? Yes, it was. It was. The only thing I let your Alexa do is tell me how beautiful I am. Come on, we shock. That's it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, but where is it? Okay, but I don't see it, Robert. Robert, I'm actually looking for the option to get you to talk back to me. And I do not see that option. Please share with me. And yes, I do talk to Robert like that. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Trouble, you in trouble. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Now I need to find it because I won't be happy until I'm able to do it. Where's my settings? Do, 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 do. Found it. Sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna be happy till I find it. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if we can find found it. Okay. This is creepy that I'm even setting this up so y'all can see this. Let me see if I can find it again. All right. Da, da, da. Okay. Here we go. No. Mm-mm. I'm going to have to use my tablet to do it. I don't know why it won't let me use this one. We will figure it out. Let's move on. And when I find it, Dr. Kelly, I'm going to record it. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So Paramount is going to cut roughly 1,000 jobs. That's another thing. Times are hard nowadays. And it will get worse. All these people losing work in no sense is right. Let's talk about that. During this current administration, 1 million jobs have already been lost. That part. I just need us to remain aware, and let's move on. Let's move on because I spent way too much time on that. And then as soon as all right, so I want to dig into the hurricane. I think we definitely need to do that. And I'm frustrated by it because I wish that there were more that we could do. But yeah, AI. So to answer your question, AI helps me because I set it up to read, this is a true story, to read the articles from the people that submit for Brownstone Living Magazine, to find any errors, hiccups, or anything like that, and highlight it for me in bold so I can go back through and make any changes or adjustments or suggest to them. Because I hate rewriting people's stuff because I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me. So that's the number one thing that we do. The other thing is it'll send me news alerts and it'll cite the source for me. So then I can go and pull the actual source and do the research. And then I'll tell it, combine this for me. That helps to save me time throughout the day. And then whenever I'm really passionate about something, hey, spread love. Hey, Jennifer. Johnny, I hope I said that right. Welcome to the neighborhood, y'all. So what AI has done is it has helped me to condense my time, especially with everything that we have going on, because I'm only a team of 4 plus myself. So it's a lot. And I know that I literally need more people, but I need more money coming in first. Okay. Which is why I've been following Dr. Kelly. I don't know if she's still here, but yeah. So I've been following her. I'm like, it's time for me. Yeah, I'm not ready. I got to get ready for this. I got to get ready for that. But I know that that's something I definitely need to take a look at. But anyway, all right. So that is why I use it. The downside, I haven't found a downside yet because I don't lean on it like that. Oh, Dr. Kelly, you said yes. So I was like, I should really follow. So I'm gonna follow her, and then I'm gonna jump in, jump out, jump side to side, and I'm gonna get in there. And then every single time, it's too much. Like, what do you? Okay, I don't understand. Somebody always calls whenever I'm live. I use Quillbot to make me sound awesome. But let me tell you something. I have used it to now I did use it for a contract that I did get. And it was I got everything I wanted. It sounded really good. Now I'm gonna tell you something that it has done. It's a couple things. So I'll put in there exactly like what my services are in terms of Brownstone worldwide, like, podcasting and teaching people how to do and cutting commercials and so forth, right? And it has priced me out of jobs. But here's what I will say. What I will say is that it has also helped me to see the value that maybe I didn't see in what I offer because I'm really good at it already. Does that make sense? Like I can, here's the truth. So UGC is where I do the majority of my work. Some of you guys may have seen me. There's this one that's going around where it's this older Black lady and she's saying, hey, baby, such and such and such and such. If you Similac, so forth, so on. Yes, I did it. Yes. But when I did it, it took me 5 minutes. Hey, Nicolette, how are you? It took me 5 minutes to do it. And if I get one more screenshot of myself to this phone right here that says, I just saw you, I know you did. You're going to see me. Or being at the grocery store or whatever, right? But it doesn't take me long to do them. So you don't think about the value of what you do, especially when you are doing things quickly because you're naturally good at it. So I've been asked, my actual face and voice are used in India. And I almost priced myself out of that because AI said that I needed to do it for 6 months and then reevaluate. And how do you do that when it's in India? So I retyped everything in and, what my image and likeness for how many months, whatever, because y'all can go to AI and you can just recreate me if you want to, which I'm sure, people have done because I understand some people thought I was AI. No, I'm a real person. So I priced myself at a couple G's for 3 months. They went ahead and paid for the whole year. After I told them I would give them a bundle discount. I almost priced myself out. So, but AI has helped me to understand the value of what I do. No matter how long it takes me to do it, there's value in what I do, because once you have it and you have universal rights for so long, the beauty of it is your ROI can be whatever you want it to be. And I'm out, if that makes sense. So you're going to get your return on your investment no matter how long it takes me to do it. So I had to learn how to price myself based on that model. And it took a minute, because I was like, well, why is AI saying that I'm supposed to charge that much? Am I really supposed to charge that much? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try it. And it worked. It worked. Now I've lost a couple because I priced myself at like 12K, but I should have, because you wanted 6 commercials and you wanted universal rights for an infinitum. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm whatever. But yeah, so AI has really, if you know how to use it, and don't just use it to make pretty pictures, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I do use it for the business. I do. It helps me when I'm angry and I'm upset about something that I've seen. So I'll talk into, yes, there's a woman that actually asked AI to give her some lottery numbers, and she won $100,000. Please, y'all don't get on there trying to use AI for that. But you will. But you will do it. And she won. So it has been a really cool thing. The only thing is that sometimes I forget to pay the bill, because I do have the business version. But it's been really cool for me. Really, I cannot complain. So yes, prayers for the people of Jamaica. We're going to definitely be talking about that before we leave here this evening. But I definitely wanted to talk a little bit about what is currently happening with AI and what is happening with these companies telling you either going to learn AI or you out. Like, for real. And they're not playing with you, because we can replace you now. Right? All they got to do is press a button. Robert comes on and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, for real. And then you're out of a job, because some of the simplest of things back in the day that took an entire team of people, like when I was in college and graduate school, some of my coolest jobs were data entry jobs, where I went to work overnight, did all the data entry for the bank, and I left. They don't need me anymore. They don't need me. They'll need you. Yeah, supercomputer. But we're also not having this conversation. We're not having the conversation about these data centers that are popping up all over the US of A. And I know at one time we were having those conversations, and now they're in my backyard, literally. Like they just did a rezoning not 2 miles from my home. And I thought, well, wait a damn minute. I just had the house built. The house ain't but 5.5 years old. What do you mean? What is this? What is this? And then, oh, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And so the community is starting to fight back. I'm one of those, because I didn't move here for that. I didn't move here for that. I moved here for the bouginess of it. I'm not going to lie to you. I moved here because it's slower than regular downtown Atlanta. I moved here because I like the slower pace and the small town vibe. I like it here. If I want to drive to Atlanta, which is rare because I could do without the traffic, I drive to Atlanta. Then I bring my behind on back to the house. But if I wanted AI in my backyard, then I would have. But it comes with so much, and so I know Amazon is one, and then there's another one. So they're looking at 4 total, and I thought, well, damn, the town ain't but so big. I digress. All right, so we definitely wanted to talk about the AI bid and how much you absolutely do need to use it. Let's talk about what just happened with the Senate today. We definitely want to do that, and then we're going to end, because see, I'll get to talking to y'all, and we'll be here all night long. In Twix, yes, I heard about that. My goodness. All right, so let's talk about Brazil. So today, the U.S. Senate passed a resolution 52-48 to end the tariffs imposed by Donald Trump on Brazilian goods. Yeah. They have been set. Now, the tariffs have been set at 50% on Brazilian imports since August of this year. So, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but a couple of things that we get from Brazil that was getting ready to be a whole issue. Not issue. And we need to talk about that. Crude oil was one. Coffee, orange juice, iron. He signed that piece of paper with this grant, but it was an executive order. Executive orders aren't laws. They're just a declaration. So there's that. Coffee, yes, right? Everyday goods, beef. And here's the thing. We don't think about it because it's a lot of raw materials, and then they get here, and then we do what we need to do in terms of manufacturing it. And what I really am grateful for, I really wanted to say, it's about damn time, is you had a couple of Republicans that was like, all right, now let's do something about this together. And I was glad to see it. And it's just, we ought to be tired. And I think when I heard that Mitch McConnell sided with the Democrats on this one, I said, well, dang. And I thought that was good news. In the midst of everything. So we're going to talk about the Republicans that said, all right, we done had enough. It was, let's see, Mitch McConnell, Tom Tillis, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul voted for the bill along with the Senate Democrats today. And here's the thing. If correct, Carol Sue, Turtle Mitch. Yes. Yeah. And in my head, I thought, oh, they really tired. If Mitch McConnell sided with the Democrats, I had turned my head when I did the video. I thought, you gotta be kidding me, because they're tired. Not Taylor Greene. It was Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell, Tom Tillis, and Rand Paul. And again, what do we say often here? We say it has to be an agenda. It's got to be an agenda for real. Because in my head, I'm going, maybe he decided to do something. Because I saw him fall when he got asked that question, and he turned around and he went, what's wrong with our senator? What is wrong with people? So I thought, if he voted for it and sided with the Democrats, first of all, bro, it's time for you to go sit down. But second of all, you sided with the Lisa Murkowski. We've been talking about Lisa too. We've been talking about her. You remember, we know who she took APAC and PAC money from, right? And Super PAC money from. So I thought that it would be best to talk about, just in general, who are some of these, the prices. Think about it. So we get distillation products, mineral oils, iron and steel, machinery, nuclear reactors, boilers, and boiler parts, coffee, tea, and spices. Y'all, I like my spices. Because I need them when I'm sprinkling them on my chicken and my greens and stuff, and I need the ancestors be able to talk to me through my spices. I can't do that if all I have is salt and pepper. I can't do it. So I need you to work that out. Aircraft, spacecraft, and related equipment, pulp from wood, fibrous cellulosic materials, natural products, waste and scrap in the multi of billions of dollars. Now, if we put that in perspective, that's why they did it. Because again, even when we're talking about holding up, because Brazil is like, oh, okay, hold my beer. They're doing what everybody else is doing. You want it? We're gonna tariff you. Now what? And what? Stalemate. What? So these are necessary products, and we're already seeing the increase even at the grocery store. We're seeing how much our coffee and our tea is. Why is my coffee $12? $12. And we're not talking about a Keurig blend or a Dunkin' Donuts. We're talking about the 8 o'clock morning blend. That's what we're talking about. The simple things. But let's talk about the billions of dollars that it brings into the economy and how much money that this comes out of. Where am I getting this information from? Trading economy. You can go to Trading Economics and you can find out for yourself what the economic value is on each one of the things that I'm looking at. You know why I'm starting to do this? Because y'all think I make this up. And I'm not saying y'all in particular. He wouldn't know the truth if it was in. He hates that they treat America like pawns in a game. It is. It absolutely is. And it's unfortunate, spread love. But we heard what he said. And see, a lot of people, even with that video that I did where I showed what he said and I didn't say anything. And I was like, y'all, I just need y'all to sit down, get you a little drink and listen in. And people are like, well, clearly you didn't hear. No, I wanted you to hear him. He wasn't saying that he was killing them. He's talking about it like it's a game because to him, it is. The phrase and the way that he said it, he's enjoying himself. This is something that is, it's like he's having fun, y'all. And I wish more of us understood that this dude is literally having fun. If you understood that his feelings aren't in it because this is a game to him, we would be much better off. So let me go down this list. Oh, this list is long. This is why they really did it, because we're getting ready to, if this had continued, it's his entertainment. Exactly, Royal Inside. And he's talking out the side of his neck because it's fun for him. He's enjoying this. This is the taunting and all of it. Have you ever seen a group of brothers get together and play football or play basketball in the neighborhood and how they taunt each other? The concept that people are connected to the game. It's a terroristic thought he thrives on. He does. If more people understood that, we could play the game better. And we already talked about how we play in the game. That's why I explained to you guys in the beginning of the broadcast tonight. It's a game he cannot lose. He will. Because he's going to play the wrong hand one day. Mm-hmm. And when people start to open their eyes and see, oh, this is a game, then you have a choice. You can get off the game. You can get off the board. I got off the board this weekend and I shop local. Because if I'm not fueling the system that is refueling him when he goes back around the track again, which are what? PACs and APACs and those multi-billion-dollar corporations that are paying into this game, that's one less person that's playing the game. How many more of us can it be? Yeah, we can talk about blackout system all day long, but that's from the 21st to what? The end of the year or whenever it is? Quit feeding the machine, period. Quit feeding it. And the only way we're going to do that is with our money. He has inside information. That's fine. Black Friday until Monday. That ain't long enough for me. It's a start. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Yeah, it's a start, but how many of us can continue? How many days? How many days was the Montgomery boycott? Again, it was 381 days. Get out of your feelings. That's it. Get out your feelings. Because he's playing a game, Marla. Hey, Bookish, how are you? Yep, I'm gonna keep right on going. I've been started because I recognize early, and for those neighbors who've been here for a while, you all know we've been talking about this. Good to see you. They real crazy, Jamie. Yeah. Cutting all in programs. We want to talk about that too, real quick. Let me tell you why I want to talk about it. Because some people think I made it up, but it's on the White House. Who was here when we read about the WhiteHouse.gov's document? And it's called Cuts to Woke Programs Fact Sheet. All you got to do is go to the White House website. It's there. The first one on the list is preschool development grants. The next one is teacher quality partnerships, TQP, and equity assistance centers. The next one after that is housing. The next one after that is minority business development agencies. Community development financial institutions is the next one. They hosted their first community soup kitchen tonight. Wonderful. On Clever Fox. Community service block grants and National Science Foundation, Department of Justice grant programs, and environmental EPA. These are the programs that he calls woke programs that he was talking about. I only bring that up because people, well, you don't know what you're talking about. So, Meta, the people on Meta, they brand new. I don't know where they came from. But whenever I share the information that I share from TikTok onto Meta, the people in the comments come for me. You would get fired the first day. I hear you, but what I've learned how to do is a couple things. One, I try to stay out of my feelings when I'm reporting it. Now, sometimes my eyes tell it all. Oh, I don't know who gave me the ghost, but that's super cute. Farm Bureau will continue poisoning your farm and water. We the people are greater than the 1%, but we need to come together. Period. Spread love. And again, it's going to take more. It's a start. Like I said, it's going to take more than doing it on Black Friday to past Cyber Monday. It's going to take more than that. It's going to have to be a consistent effort every single day. And it doesn't need to be you just stop all at once. But one day can turn into 2 days, can turn into 3 days, can turn into 4. And before you know it, you forgot where Walmart is. So you work for Head Start. Fortunately, we are funded all year this year. Good for you, Sarah. It's little bites. Yep, little bites at a time. You don't need to just stop. Because I thought for a minute, okay, well, I can get rid of this. Well, here's my truth, folks. I have stores on Amazon and Walmart. My own stores. I'm one of those small businesses that's on there. I just officially shut down my Amazon store. It's been 4 months. And when people were logging in earlier, when I first came, I was disputing something on Walmart then. Because people are slick. When I tell you slick, super slick. Super slick. So you have to dispute that. But yeah, because there are people like myself and others who utilize Walmart and Amazon to sell our wares through because they have larger audiences. And I've done that. But I figure, okay, They coming with new money. Yeah, absolutely. What you mean, slick? Oh, I'm talking about buyers. I'm talking about buyers. So I have products that I sell through Walmart, and sometimes people will say, "Well, I didn't get the product." Lies. The warehouse sent me an image that it's on your front doorstep. So I have to dispute those. Yep. So, but yeah, but to Carol Sue's point, it's one a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. So I let Amazon go, and it hurt, but I had to make a decision. You made your first six figures with my Amazon store business. Did you, Dr. Kelly? That is amazing. I didn't make my first six figures with, but what it did do was it allowed me to be able to pay my staff. So, back in 2016, that is amazing. Yeah. And here's the truth. I've done better. This is a true story. I put some stuff on Walmart. When I first got started with Walmart, I put all my products on there, and I was starting to slowly migrate it off of Amazon. I was like, well, let me try Amazon, Walmart, whatever. And I'm gonna get to my point here in just a minute. And I put it on Walmart, and it was one item in particular. It sold out in one day. I couldn't even get it to the warehouse because I use the warehouse system. I don't ship it from here. Unless, of course, it's something like one or two items, then I don't bother. Correct, Cheryl. That is true. And I FBA, yeah, I use their. It's called WFS with Walmart. Yep. But I ship it to them. And I don't worry about it. Unless, like I said, it's one or two things. I used to work at Walmart and they did not. No, and spread love. I used to work for Walmart too. And when I tell you I was making $8.35 an hour, they told me that woman was so joyful when she told me, you're going to be making $8.35 an hour. This is when they had the snack bar. I don't know if any of you all remember the snack bar, but I managed the snack bar and I was making $8.35 an hour with 3 children. No wonder I needed food stamps. Come on. So, but yeah, that was number one. And then that was right after the fall. And now, mind you, great career before, and then the housing market fell in Atlanta. And I ended up going to graduate school right after that because I figured that was going to be a way for me to get back up. But I didn't realize that the entire world economy had gone to SHIT. It was terrible. And it wasn't my fault, even though it felt like it. But anyway, at any rate, thank goodness that part of my life is over. It worked out. So a little bit at a time. So will I remain on there? Well, because I'm my own store. I just use the platform. But does that make it okay? And that's that. I'm going to be honest with you all. That's where I'm currently at. Like, do I make a decision to come off of here because of where I stand? And I don't really, because I've gotten rid of Hulu. I've gotten rid of all of these other, and I use the apps and I use the PBS and so forth and da 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 da. It's a little bit, and I'm learning not to beat myself up about it because I know, number one, I'm keeping more of my money in my pocket, and number two, that's what I use to pay my people. Yep. I am a producer. Yep, I am. And that's how come I know about all of these things, because I had no choice. I had no choice. When I got laid off 3 years ago, I had to go back to taking calls on a phone. And I thought, oh no. And I'm 50 plus. I was like, no, my temperament is not the same. I'm not going to be able to do this. Yeah, I had to do what I had to do. And it was quite a challenge. So to my point, find small things to do. Just like I said earlier, when I went live initially, I was telling you all what I did for the weekend, not because I wanted to do like the kindergartner thing and say, hey, whatever. I was like, you're there now, and these phones are driving you nuts. So I had to learn, how am I going to give back? Number one, keep it real. because I'm never going to say what I'm not going to do if I'm not going to do it. Number two, one of the hardest things I had to do was I let go of Hulu and Disney and have not, because I was a legacy. That meant I was still paying $5. Let me tell you how much that hurt me to get rid of Hulu, because Reasonable Doubt was getting ready to drop, and I'm a Reasonable Doubt fan. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna miss it. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna figure out a way to see it. Marla says she does Amazon Flex. It's an okay side hustle, saving my money. Let me tell you something. If I have to, I get in my car and I do DoorDash. It's been a very long time since I've done DoorDash, but there have been times that I've had to do it. It is chess, not checkers. Correct. You're not going to do everything correctly. But I will tell you what, I think I forgot where my Walmart is sometimes because I haven't been over there in so long. I don't even know which exit to get off for Target anymore because it's been over. Good night. I'll talk to you later, Tracy. Good to see you. With her traveling self. I'm a hater. I really need to travel more. Anyway, but yeah, so we did all the weekend things, and I promised myself no news unless it was like, you definitely need to come over my way and learn how to make this stuff. Girl, don't worry. I'm coming. I'm gonna be like Diana Ross. I'm coming. I've been watching you. I see you. Yep. Can sometimes catch shows on YouTube. Yes. And so I said I was going to do that. And so in the meantime, for sure, y'all go ahead and follow Dr. Kelly. Please do. Because she is all about helping you make that money. You can't do DoorDash. I'm a big man. I'm not here to laugh. But that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. It doesn't bother me. I keep a cooler in the car and stuff. Like I said, I haven't DoorDash. I know, but it was so frustrating because when you're talking about somebody who went from corporate, you make 6 figures, and they tell you, well, we're gonna let you go because they suing companies because of DEI and da da da. This is before the inauguration, everything. This was 3 years prior, so it wasn't even about that. It was we need to protect us because they're suing companies. And I thought, y'all wrong for that. I've been here how long? But anyway, so the reason why these folks are doing what they're doing in terms of where to go? Here it is. In terms of, okay, so let's talk about some of the things that come out of Brazil. Oil, tourist and tourism revenue, terrorism index, weapon sales, crude oil, auto exports, crude oil production, foreign direct investment. Let's see, what else? Here we go. Headgear, animal hair, horsehair yarn and fabric, human hair, bird skin, feathers, silk, man-made staple fibers, manufacturers of plaiting material, basket work, umbrellas, walking stick, all the things. I can go on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. It is, I had no idea. But this is why they did it. Because the amount of money that we're talking about, I'm gonna scroll all the way up to the top. Mineral and fuels. United States imports from Brazil. The value of it, mineral oils, mineral fuels, oils, distillation products, $8.8 billion last year. Iron and steel, $4.9 billion. Sugar alone, $880 billion. Make that make sense. 3 more boats attacked. Are you talking about the ones from today? Where they lost 14 people in the Caribbean? Or are these 3 more? I can't, my head. Where my fan at? Where them fans at? Oh my God. 3 more. Are you talking about the ones from today? Isn't that terrible? 57 people total. No due process. None. No probable cause. None. Y'all out here. Let me just say this. And then Trinidad says Venezuela and Trinidad are at it now. Why? Because the U.S. had parked one of their boats on the Trinidadian side. He did. I saw that today. He was begging for peace. So Trinidad and Venezuela are at it because Venezuela's like, well, why are you even letting them park over there, bro? What you doing? Are you in cahoots with them? What are we doing? Yeah, no war, peace. No war, peace. Peace forever. Yeah, I saw it. And the problem is y'all don't have any evidence. You don't. So the people on Meta, let me see how many people on Meta I have. It don't even matter. I'm going to talk about you anyway. They were like, oh, well, you could see the cubes of drugs on the boat. How could you see? They celebrated Christmas in October because they are terrified that they won't make it to Christmas. How? How? How did we get here? Let me just say this. In all of this foolery with the Caribbean and what's happening with Venezuela, it's... and I'm trying not to get emotional right now. I think that's why I giggle sometimes, because I don't know what planet I'm on. I don't understand. I really, really don't. I don't get it. We're in a space where if we are not careful, I don't even know if people realize that tipping point that we talk about all the time into the next step of 3. I don't even want to say the other 2 words, but you get it. I think we passed the tipping point. I think we're already in it. I've been saying that for about 3 weeks. And no one will stop him. Oops, that's the issue. Yes, I do believe that we're there. And now we're looking at the escalation piece, honestly. The rest will be an escalation and a culmination of others getting involved. Hey, Keena, how are you? Yeah. That's the only way that I can put it. But because he's playing a game in his head, when you in your head, how many of you all have ever had surgery and you coming down off of them, the whatever it is, I forgot what they call it, but you're coming off of the gas that they had you on, and they immediately put you on pain meds, and the pain meds have you so loopy that whatever you are seeing or hearing, oh, thank you, anesthesia. Thank you so much, Troy. Isn't that terrible? It doesn't say that it is, Karen. Anesthesia, thank you. So you're coming off of that anesthesia. So you're still a little groggy from that. And then they're giving you pain meds at the same time. I've been there. I had massive major surgery to save my life. And y'all, when I tell you I was coming off that anesthesia and I was given morphine, and she said, press it until you don't feel anything. Well, she didn't tell me that I would see things too. She didn't tell me that. And so, see, Cheryl. But it's too late. It's already been voted on. I was gonna say, you had Cece, you had it this summer. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because if I saw things, I had a whole hallucination that my aunt had dyed her hair black and had come to visit me. And I saw her come in the room, and the nurses wouldn't let her in when she had blonde hair. So she went home and she dyed her hair black. And I remember it as clear as day. But you know what's weird? When she did come to visit me, her hair was still blonde. And it was so weird because I heard her arguing with them. None of it was real. And I started apologizing for her behavior to the doctor and the nurses that were on staff. I was in ICU and I could hear it as clear as day. What if that is the reality? And I'm not making excuses, but if we're dealing with somebody that is cognitively declining in our faces, the reality that they're experiencing, we just happen to be, like I said before, a part of that experience. And that doesn't make it right. Because if we see it, we know they see it. So why y'all not stopping him? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because you can get him to take his crayon and scribble all over the place. Hey, Deals with Nia, good to see you. And you're just scribbling all over, as my mother would say, all over creation. You don't even know what you're signing. You know how I know? I literally just saw a like 20-minute documentary on the Heritage Foundation. And they were on the inside. Somebody had gotten on the inside. I don't know if anybody else has seen this video. And like a toddler, seriously. And the video was people talking about how excited they were that the Heritage Foundation's project was going to come through. I think it might have been Bad Faith. He's right on the edge, Dion. I forgot. I think it's called Bad Faith. Let me tell you how ghetto I am. I pulled it. I stripped it. I did. Because I thought, I know I'm not really reading this, but I am. I'm not only reading the captions, but I'm listening to Mr. Vaught. He is the co-author of this Heritage Foundation document. And then the people after him and how horrifying it sounded and how excited they were, how they were going to take things back, not forward. They said back. Just Donut thinks you are correct. Here's the issue. I ain't worried about him no more. He ain't the issue. After I saw that video, I was like, everything that's happening, and he lied and said that he didn't know anything about, is happening in our faces right now. It is the powerful and it is the wealthy, and it is the people that were originally in this documentary I just saw. They in position. How we get here? Honey, him, Miller, Vaught, Teal, all of them. ALLUM. Yeah. All of them. It was so mind. So you did see snippets of it. Okay. And the problem is with that, Just Donut, we're being taken along for the ride. And so we have to, within our own power, do what we can and get off of the game. It was off the chain, Adore. I was like, oh my God. We did know, Carol Sue. What we didn't think was going to happen did. Yeah, it was a documentary. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood, Cat 361, 3681. I forgot the name of the documentary, and I do have it saved. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna find a way to get it to you. I'm going to prep retreat in December. What is that? Hey, our love, how are you? It might be Bad Faith. I think that's what I saw because he was being interviewed. Um, Russ Vaught. They took it as a threat. Yeah, advising him. I think I did. We shop. I think I downloaded that one too. I'm gonna have to go back and revisit. Yes, it was about the Christian Nationals lost on purpose. Yes, that one. It was actually very horrifying. 4 years to plan and they're executing it. Yes. And it was, hey, Kip, how are you? And did you, this sucker's about, it's not, I don't know. I read it. I would go live and read it. A 5-day preppers retreat. Oh, wow. Then that is the one I saw, Bad Faith. Yep. Yep. You got to see it. You have to see it. It will help you to understand, especially for people who say, oh, no, it's not real. Everyone's just making it up. No, baby, this is the real deal. Yeah. And they're gleeful about it. That's the part that gets me. Yes, Romeo. Uh-huh. Definitely. Please do. Please do. So we were talking about the imports and the things that we actually import from Brazil. And one of the reasons why I believe we've gotten some Republicans to come on the other side is hopefully they are starting to see how bad of an idea this is, right? So when we think about the tariffs, we know how this works, right? So folks thought that the other countries were paying the tariffs. No, those are being imposed on American citizens. And somewhere along the line, somebody grew a heart. I don't know when it happened. I don't know when the Grinch got a heart or whatever, but Mitch McConnell sided with the Democrats on this one. And he says, along with others, we're gonna knock this one out the park. We're gonna go ahead and refuse this. And so when we're talking about, see, here's a couple things that I think about when something like this happens. If it's a 52 to 48, which is very close, it's very narrow, but it's still moved the needle. Here's what's shocking about that. If y'all could do it for this, it's a whole lot of stuff y'all could say no to, isn't it? You just don't want to. Excuse me, let me stop. You don't want to. You don't want to do it. Wild faith. Thank you for that. And you did it because if this continues the way that it is with this amount of tariffs on this amount of goods in the billions of dollars, America will lose its shirt because these are raw materials that are part of the manufacturing that happens in this country. And somebody on the GOP side, oh no, they were like, nah, we need to go ahead and do something about this. Let's go ahead and stop. So if you could do this for this, what makes you what makes you think you can't do it for all of the rest of the things that are happening right now? Like putting a stop to what's happening in cities around the country right now, where you literally have people thinking that they are playing in a game and making movie promos images off of it and putting on hats and having makeup crews follow you around and you're taking entire I don't understand, like what are we doing here? Creating a reality show off of people's lives is disgusting to me. It was a conscious decision, Bianca. It absolutely was. The name of the documentary is called Bad Faith, and it is on YouTube. Thank you. Well, they stood up this time, and I literally heard in my head, "It's about damn time." All I could hear were those words, because it was time. Now, continue to keep doing that, because you are not going to tell me all of these Republicans agree with this mess. You're not going to tell me that. You cannot be that afraid, because I thought that you all were there to be the checks and balances for the executive branch. This man has already said, I don't need to listen to nothing you say. And I'm still confused by that. They got caught up in the hate. Oh my God, today I have no words. There are no words for that. Yeah, they side-eyeing the whole thing. Have y'all seen Carolyn Levitt? Every time she opened her mouth, she kind of does like this. Like she looks to the side like, did I really just say that? But she's been doing that for some time, even when she told that whole lie about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, whom, by the way, they're trying to send to Liberia. And he's asking them to be sent to Costa Rica. And I'm blown away that they still messing with this man. Would y'all leave him alone? Oh, 3 of them took him down. They took their MAGA signs down for flex. Sometimes people don't believe fat meat greasy. Kip, that's what it is. And I'm sure that some of you all have heard the old heads say that. They don't believe it until it's too late. And then, so now here we are. I do too, Wendy. The civil unrest is, hey, Miss Benita, how are you? Welcome to the neighborhood this evening. I can't believe he told. I'm trying to be PC, and it's so hard to be PC when you got all of this foolishness going on. Have you seen Lysandra play like she's Caroline? It's hilarious. She's giving these eyes like, you don't believe what you're saying. You don't, because you don't believe it either. Carolyn Stewart Cake said, I cannot no, I want to know why the military is going along with this. I want to know too. Paulette is your sister's name. It's a very unusual name, especially now. And I didn't know. I thought everybody had a family member named Paulette. My name officially is on the same line as having a sister or a family member whose name is Barbara, Shirley, Tanette. Okay. And my middle name is Yvette. My mother was on a roll, wasn't she? Yeah. In Arkansas, in the Deep Hills. That's where my family is from, we shop. But I think we've had that conversation. And I was named after 2 cousins, Paulette and Yvette. Told you she was on a roll, wasn't she? You ought to hear Maggie spewing once. Are you serious, Bookish Black? Thank you very much for that, Cheryl. They just gave $50 billion to Argentina. My favorite aunt is Paulette because she is the bomb. I'm trying to tell you. I was wondering the same thing I was told that year, that sensible people military. And here's the thing. Hey, Javina, how are you? Here's the question that I had. I thought not so much that you can stand down, but you have to say as someone who's in the military, this is a no for me. I'm not doing it. And put your weapons down. Because now we're in American communities. Now we are going on Caribbean we're going into the Caribbean and international waters, and we are causing havoc. And when I say we, it's because it's our tax dollars, folks. That's the issue. Knitting Coat Lady asks, Knitting Coat Lady, I want to know why. So I'm going to look her up. I'm going to use my marker. How does he do it? He's all over here like this. Let me stop. I'm delirious tonight because I've been up since 5:30 and I'm tired. Smack over? Are you serious? Jamina, my grandmother's family is from Pine Bluff, Dermont. My great grandfather. Uh-huh. Great. Okay, so that was okay. So my great grandfather, my great grandfather was the man that started the Freedmen's College in Pine Bluff, which is now UAPB. So I have a lot of family that went there. My brother went to UAPB. Now I don't know if he stayed or not. I don't think he did. I think he ended up at what's the college in Magnolia? And then my dad, they are from a tiny town in Louisiana, Tallulah, Louisiana. It sounds like exactly what is out there too. Banjos and cotton. Yeah. But they moved to Arkansas too. And that's where my grandfather met my grandmother. But yeah. So I got family all over the place. But Hot Springs was my spot. All right. Let me see. What else are we talking about tonight? And I'm going to be more serious tomorrow. I just don't have it in me today. Let me tell y'all why. Because this administration is off the chain. They're off the chain. And I'm still on a high from this weekend. Your best friend went to UAPB. And we know what UAPB stands for. It's two things it could stand for. You are probably broke and you are probably black. It's inside joke. I would hear it all the time. I'd be like, are you guys serious? So when I was in radio, I used to have to sell advertising. They were one of my biggest clients. I do need some rest, and I don't know how to get it. I can't wait to see. Look, because we know it's coming. Just don't. I can't wait to see. The trials for this are going to be off the meat rack. And I'm not wishing that on anybody. But if we think somewhere globally, someone is saying we have to get over there and stop this. There's no way. And so then today I saw a video. This can't be real. This dude was literally saluting the band. He was saluting the band, and they had to guide him. And so he started saluting their flag, and I thought, oh God, it was too much for me. It was too much. Wendy, you know what? Did you see that, Sharika? It was hilarious. I need to find it and just share it and just be like, this is your laugh for today. He was like, they were like, no. She's trying to guide him away from the drummers. I thought, how you know what he was doing? Just, you saw it too, Sherry? I'm sorry. That's why I said I don't know if I'm delirious or what's happening, but it was way too much for me. I was like, oh my God. Now we've talked about the raw materials that are necessary. That is why you had some of the GOP. It wasn't because they were trying to break away. If they had sense, they would do it. But when you look at it from a numbers perspective, they have to do this because they're looking at, first of all, let's do this. Oh, not tonight, but tomorrow. This is what I want to do. For the 4 or 5 of the GOP Senate that sided with the Democrats, I wonder where they got their PAC and Super PAC money from. Okay. So your homework for tonight is I know, Wendy, we were just talking about that. all of the layoffs. And we're not done. We're not done. Because I did a think piece. I did a think piece on that about a couple of things. Number one, the trickle down effect from these tariffs, we ain't seen yet. Okay? Because Brazil is but one country. But what about the trickle down effects from Canada? What about the trickle down effects from China and all of these other places? Because this dude has literally, right? So who has an interest? So we will go from hyperinflation to a depression, sliding slowly downhill. You know what they say about what rolls downhill? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we're looking at, let's talk about SNAP. So in about 2 days, 2 to 3 days, by Saturday, SNAP benefits will be gone, right? Hey, Silver Moon, how are you? Welcome to the neighborhood. So when we see that by gravity, honey, it's going to be nothing we can do about it except pray. So when we're looking at all of this, they voted because number one, where y'all get y'all money from for your campaigns? But number two, you cannot be that dense not to understand the impact it's going to have on industry here in this country from these raw materials not being able to get here. Number one. Number two, when we're talking about those SNAP benefits, I did a whole think piece on it about how SNAP benefits is not just about the people that are receiving the benefits. It's also about the businesses and the economy and the economics that it impacts in the communities where SNAP is received. And we talk about that a lot here. We talk about how the New Deal ushered in food stamps, and it was only for white people. They're still the largest recipient of SNAP. Contrary to popular belief, thanks Ronald Reagan for that BS. Yes, Lady T, it is all connected. And why was it done, folks? If you've been here, you know, it was created by the USDA to save the farmers. Public housing was for white people first, not black folks. That didn't happen until the 60s. Ronald Reagan created the welfare queen. And she happened to be a black woman. Now, did it really happen? Yeah, it happened. But you blew it out of proportion. You blew it all the way out of proportion. I will never forget that. Sitting there watching, wow, this sister, who was the sister with the furs? And she living large and she's this and that. Come to find out it was a picture of Diane Carroll. So the propaganda started there. And Ronald Reagan, it was a lot of stuff that he didn't like either. Y'all remember how everybody that I knew in my neighborhood went to college, and Ronald Reagan came along and said, no, we're not going to do that. Come on, spread love. Say it again. If we burn, they burn with us. Yeah, it was but you got to remember when I saw this, see, I remember this because I was sitting as a kid. I was a preteen, and I was sitting in front of the floor model TV watching this on the floor. It was a commercial. It was something she was in. And it was, you know how sometimes when you're reporting on the news and they'll just show like an image or whatever, what we call an overlay. It was just an image of her or somebody that looked like her. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even real. It was just made up. It was like, okay, this welfare queen and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. And hey, Tracy, welcome to the neighborhood. And so what ended up happening was he created this narrative in America's head that Black women were the major recipients of food stamps and monetary support. And guess what, folks? I'm going to say it like they say on Happy Feet. It's all a lie. Hey, Shelly. Yeah, junior college used to be free in the 70s. Oh, they got rid of that real quick. Mm-hmm. For real. it. Now all of a sudden I'm hearing Biggie, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Just got here. You must be talking about Ronnie Reagan. Yes, teach peace. Yes. Welcome to the neighborhood. Just came across. You're enjoying it. Thank you, Shelly. Welcome to the neighborhood. We call ourselves neighbors here. Hence, you are in the brownstone. The brownstone lives lovingly in my head. And y'all just happen to be playing along. But along the way, we learn some stuff too. I'm glad that you do. You should stick around. I love it. Spread Love is just saying, oh, welcome to the neighborhood. I love that. And so now this is how I know I'm delirious and I'm sleepy. Because now I see your name, Spread Love, and there's this song by Take Six. Who's heard it? Spread love. Ba, ba, da. Anyway, so there you go. Okay. So we've been talking about the propaganda of SNAP, but really what we're talking about is this trickle-down effect on what is happening with tariffs. And one of the biggest reasons why you had some GOP today side with Democrats on refusing this tariff increase of 50% and doing something about it on Brazil, because we get too many raw materials from Brazil. Oh, it's a beautiful song too. Yeah. Take Six is the name of the band, and they're a cappella. And as a matter of fact, one of them goes live like every night. It's Brian McKnight's brother. What's his name? Is it Sean? Well, he goes live and he sings all the, yeah, you remember that song, Ask the Esthetician? Yeah. I often say love can open any door. Oh man, that song was amazing. I sounded terrible just then. But anyway, yeah, Take Six was amazing. But yeah, so we have SNAP. So you take away SNAP, here's what's going to happen. And this is why they're going to do something about it. They're not going to let this go on for long. Number one, what's going to happen is SNAP benefits are going to stop. People are excited that families are, thank you, Dion. Man, listen, I played that album to death. I'm going to stay on task. Here we go. So SNAP benefits stop. People are excited about the SNAP benefits going away for so many people, from people with disabilities to the elderly, to children, to parents and people who are working full-time jobs. And they're not looking at what happens to the stores that depend on the SNAP as a form of income for their business. The corner store that you go to get your hog head cheese. Some of y'all don't even know what that is, but you get where I'm going, right? Or to get your now laters and all the things, because you're in a food desert. And the only place that you can get your food is that corner store right there, because you don't have a car to get anywhere else. So it's the only place that you can get your food is at this corner store, because they are approved to take SNAP benefits. So there that goes. So then the little meat man in the back of the little corner store that's cutting your pork chops and all your bologna and stuff like that, guess what? He can't pay him, so he got to let him go. So anybody that is delivering the food to the food desert, to the corner stores in small town USA or the hood USA, all over the country, guess what happens? They can't deliver food because guess what? There's nothing to send because you can't pay for it. So now those truckers can't deliver because there's no money coming in from the SNAP. Are you following where I'm going? Everybody's going to get impacted. It is an entire ecosystem, and nobody's talking about it. Yep. It's macro. Yeah, we are one. Exactly. Everybody's going to be impacted. See, people think that it's just these folks. They're going to be cutting hours at Walmart, because Walmart, 20% of Walmart's income comes from SNAP benefits, folks. I did the research. Yeah. But hey. Mm-hmm. Then there's this false narrative that they're putting out saying that people who can't get their SNAP benefits are going to go to Walmart and loot. What? No. It's who said that? I work at a supermarket and I was going to get caught because EBT. I don't understand. Sadly, those who need to hear it just refuse. Yeah. And so we're having these conversations with people who think that it's one-sided, and it's not. Yep. Hours are going to get cut. That's number one. Or people will be laid off. Sharika, that's false. Walmart donated to they were bipartisan. They donated to both of them. It runs downhill. Every single one of us is going to be affected. Because so let's talk about it. For those of us who don't receive SNAP benefits, if they're not able to deliver food to those areas, like there's a grocery store like in my neighborhood, literally I could walk to it. It's around the corner. If they aren't getting that percentage of those funds, there are certain things I'm not going to be able to get because they're going to be like, well, your little whatever that you pay cash for or you use your card for every 2 weeks or whenever you decide to come, it's not worth it for us to come over here. Yeah, prices are going to go up because they need to keep their doors open. And they're still going to have to cut wages, and not wages, but they'll have to cut hours. They're already sending people home. I have a friend who's temping because they got laid off, and they go into work at 9 a.m. in the morning, 11 o'clock, they sending them home. Paycheck $21. Make it make sense. It's going to be a domino effect. Just wait until it comes to your door. It's next. Yeah. Me and the devil. That's how it's going to be. We'll come knocking on your door. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the tariffs. And Cheryl, I didn't want to say that, but stock market crash is definitely, and market was up today. You know what I mean? People were talking about Bitcoin is up. I do have some Bitcoin. I don't even think I spent enough to even scream at because I was like, you know what? Something about this ain't clean because it ain't nothing backing this up. I'm going to back off of this. And I made a decision to leave that alone for now. But that's going to crash. I've seen numbers crash with what little I do have. It's fallen. I haven't seen it pick up in I know 6 months. So I think so too. Ponzi scheme. Yeah, I do. And the reason why is because where's the level of value? And it's a house of cards and it's going to fall. Exactly. HEB here in Texas increased their donations to area food pantries. I think it was like $10 million, didn't it, Javina? And you know what? It's got to be a weak market if Trump can say something and it can fluctuate the market. That's horrifying. Yep, Mr. Window in a full effect. You need to move to Mexico, and that's what the market being propped up. It's all air. Exactly. I think we're going to see a couple things. We're going to see a bubble burst on AI and also on crypto. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that first today, Cindy. AI, not AI. Where is it? 1,400 people, 14,000. I'm sorry, 14,000 are going to be let go of from, and it's because of AI, and that's what their vice president of people experience. That's and technology. Yes, that's their HR folks. Yes, to make you feel good while they're cutting you at the knees. Yeah, that's what's happening there. Won't this have a bad impact on? Yeah, absolutely will. Yes. Which brings me to my next point, Dion. If it's going to have an impact on big box retailers for the holidays, which by the way, most of these companies, $30,000 jobs before Christmas, UPS. People are going to lose everything with Bitcoin if they're not careful. I want her, but where's Dr. Kelly at a time like this? You all got to hang on the pennies for investment. Yeah, crazy. News here in California is already deploying the National Guard to distribute food, and they as they should, maybe to give them something to do. Okay, so Dr. Kelly, we clearly I'll be sending you a message because I wish you were in the A, because I would have you come to the studio. We definitely need to have a talk about this, because I'm not comfortable with Bitcoin. I'm just not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we need to have a whole conversation about that. But so this blackout here, he's on fire, but I need us to be careful with that. Pay attention. We need to continuously pay attention and follow the money always. Pennies and nickels stop being made, and government checks digital only, and no paper checks. Recession indicators. I think it's funny money. I do too. I do. And like I said, I have some crypto. I'm not comfortable with it because I'm seeing it drop. Now, 14,000 corporate jobs because of AI. And there are other companies that are laying off because of AI. And I don't know how comfortable I am with AI, even though I use it daily for research and stuff like that. Now, and scheduling and editing. So here we go. We also talked about Paramount is getting ready to cut 1,000 jobs. Yesterday, I mentioned somebody else was cutting some more jobs. Then we talked about what was happening with the tariffs. So everything is trickling down. We got to pay attention to all of this. And here's something else. I don't know if I missed the conversation last week for network being down. Which network? We haven't covered medical tonight, decentralizing our financial stability. I'm so uncomfortable the way how things. Well, so a bill was passed back, what was it, June, I think it was. And a lot of people missed it. Unless, of course, you joined us here in the neighborhood on the night shift. We talked about a bill that was passed giving banks more leeway to actually utilize Bitcoin and to create their own cryptocurrency. And so there is a bill that's actually in place where it's a law where they can actually do that. Now, whether or not some of them will actually go through, I'm not sure. Yep, absolutely. Oh yeah, Adore. I've got those notes here somewhere. Blockchain is all about tracking and storing all of our data. I don't know. And again, we're gonna have to get somebody in here and have a whole conversation about it, especially as we're coming on into the new year and so many things are happening. With crypto, like I said, I've used it. I've actually cashed out on it. I was on Binance for a minute. Now I'm on Coinbase. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to Hurricane Melissa. I have some friends that are currently in Jamaica and cannot leave. I'm going to give a shout out to a young man who was an intern for me when I was at the radio station. His name is Tevin Wooten. And he is now a meteorologist. And he's a part of NBC now. And I'm so proud of him. He won his very first Emmy when he was like 23, 24. Tevin Wooten. Y'all should look him up. He's a sweet kid. Really nice young man. Amazing kid. But he was talking today about, and I love it, he even has his own website. Look at this, Weather Channel, all the things. Well, anyway, He's the 2022 Forbes 30 under 30. He was talking about what they are calling Hurricane Melissa. He's a twin. It's Kevin and Tevin. Isn't that something? Went to Jamaica and stuck there. Yes, I have some friends that are from Washington that are there now. And she just went live. Her name is Tracy. She just went live on Meta, and they're on, like, I think the third floor of their hotel, and the water is already coming through and soaking their floors as we speak. So Tevin he went live and talked today about, let me see if I can pull him up. He talked about what they're calling it now. They are calling this storm a machine. I was like, what? A what? I've never heard. Yeah, a machine. And I thought, well, wait a doggone minute. I don't understand. Well, whatever do you mean? Well, he said, as far as Jamaica was concerned, they had never had a storm that had made it to 185 miles per hour. Let's think about that. You can only drive so far on the island and you will hit the other side. It's like Belize. Yeah, they've never seen a 4. This is a category 5. I don't know. Now they've had Billy, that's a really good question. Now they've had they have one of those little films or whatever it is on the inside of the eye of the storm. It's as calm as possible, as it could possibly be. And I saw a video today before some people started to lose signal of people saying, where am I going to go? Where are we going? And I thought, oh my gosh, that's right. Because you can only go so far here and so far there. So, of course, I'm literally looking to see what lives. And so he called it a machine. I've never heard it called a machine. I never did until I heard him say it today. And I actually used the term. So I wanted to give him a shout out for that. But Hurricane Melissa has not, and it's slow moving. So when it hits and it's already hit, it's going to sit, is what's happening, which is horrifying. So right now it's downgraded to a category 3. And here's what we know. Monstrous 185 mile an hour winds. It is a machine. Yeah. Oh, yeah, excuse me. 3 feet of rain. It is the most powerful storm since 1850. Mandatory evacuations are still in place. But where are these people going? 300,000 people have already evacuated in Cuba because it's headed there next. It's a straight beeline for it. 281,000 people evacuated and taken to 101 evacuation centers in Santiago de Cuba. So they're next. Folks crying, they flipping out, you know. So it's leaving Jamaica now, according to the U.S. National Center. It left at 8 p.m. tonight, and the hurricane was officially a category 3, but it's still 125 mile an hour winds, headed towards Guantanamo Bay. They're branding it the storm of the century. And I don't think that that's like anything to brag about, but y'all, that's a lot for this little bitty community. Because it's still an island. Whew. Popular tourist areas still have power. 25,000 tourists are still stranded in Jamaica until the airports reopen. They don't know when that will be. So here's an example for you all. Don't go nowhere broke. You hear me? I'm so serious. Don't go nowhere broke. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's moving so slow. It's causing more impact. Exactly. That's what's happening. A person has to ask, what the hell? Flood cold front. So it's cold here. It's October. Let's talk about that. Where is my, what am I looking for? I need some water, y'all. Hang on. Oh, wait. This is my official commercial break because I'm getting ready to wrap it up, but I'm stepping away for a hot minute. Watch TikTok say, no, we need you here. All right. 25,000 tourists are stranded in Jamaica until airports open. They're not saying when that will be. Probably, I saw one of you guys post. Somebody threw up on camera because it made him so nervous. Capucci. Wow. Wow. Multiple hospitals and emergency service stations along Southwest Jamaica sustained significant damage. I saw images of that. Hey, Flo, welcome to the neighborhood. Windows blown out, roofs. Oh, the devastation that it has caused. And y'all know that's a major cruise destination. A harp. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, y'all really put me on the spot tonight. Let's see. I don't know. You know, that's a good question. Why would it be? So, y'all, for those of you all who don't know, HARP is a high frequency active auroral research program. Research facility is in Alaska. Hey, Anna, how are you? Welcome to the neighborhood. The facility was originally a joint U.S. Air Force. Oh, child. Listen. There was a song called The Twilight Zone. I think I live in the Yes, I see that. Oh, you hanging in there? Good. Well, come on in and set a spell with us, because we are all hanging in there, and it's okay. Here we just give out as much information. I'm sorry, Robert, but the way out of poverty is not hard work. I don't know who told you that lie. There is a harp in New Mexico. Harp explains why Schumann resonance. I believe that, Wendy. Now that you know, I was like, harp. Why have I heard that before? So of course I had to go look it up. I believe. I do and I don't. But then again, that's my belief. I believe that they are the weather is being manipulated more than I've ever seen before. That's why I think that what we are experiencing, and I'm not saying that this is my conspiracy head going off. The question is why? If it is happening, right? Because we don't know if it is or isn't. Why would it be? Here in the twilight. Here in the twilight. Cece, I said that to my son this morning, that the leaves are not falling. Could be an effect of global warming. Absolutely. Yes. Hey, Yoli, how are you? Yeah, it could be. Absolutely. Could be. But they're literally not falling. And I looked and I said, at this time, I don't know. It's something going on. And here's the other question that I have. What else is coming? Because it's officially hurricane season. That's why if you go on a cruise right now, they're so cheap. They're so cheap. Robert C., what do you mean is the suspend zone? I'm here for it tonight. It's still pretty green. Yeah, so I remember, and I'm from the Midwest as well. Carol Sue, there was a time the snow would already be on the ground in the Midwest where I'm from. So it seems kind of, I don't know. Yeah. I've always said that, Wendy. The weather here in Cali was in the 60s today, and tomorrow the 80s and the 90s. Right. Well, let me just say this. I have lived in Georgia and in the South since 1991. And I've never known in the years that I've been here or in the South for the weather to be as screwy as it is right now. Where I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I left there running on 2 wheels. For real. I really did. I was like, what? You mean to tell me I don't have to stay here for the rest of my life? Oh, I'm out. I really did that. Yeah. Javina, you said the same thing. Oh, listen, let me tell you, I spent one semester at University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. And what did it for me, y'all, this is true. Sidebar. Just come with me in my brain tonight. It was snowing. I had a Chevy Chevette. Don't laugh at me. It was my very first car. It was baby blue. I had a Chevy Chevette. I was on my way to class. The snow was so high, I ran up on an embankment because I could not afford snow tires. And I sat on the embankment like this, and I was in tears. And I said, who said I had to live like this for the rest of my life? I think I was about 20. I was gone the next year. The first day, when I tell you I was on that sucker on 2 wheels, trying to leave Milwaukee. Oh. Mm-mm. My family's still there to this day. Still there. Oh no. Yours was burgundy. I've had a canary yellow Chevy Chevette, and I had a baby blue one. Yeah. And I was absolutely, it was the overcast days for, it seemed like months on end. It seemed like it was always dark by 3:00. I just couldn't. No. And when I woke up and realized I didn't have to live like that, and an opportunity afforded itself, I was gone. I was gone. And that's what caused me to leave the Midwest. And the weather. It was the weather for me. So many people that I know that still live in Wisconsin constantly depressed and broke down, and they always tired. I was talking to a friend of mine today. She still lives there. And I was like, why do you continue to stay in a state that literally keeps you miserable? Like there is such a thing as the blues. I could not. I was like, oh no. I packed my baby. Tamika was a year old. She was 18 months old. I packed my 18-month-old child $15 worth of food stamps, and I was selling copper bracelets. True story. You hated Wisconsin. Javina, girl, would you please? It was so bad. Anybody that's from the Midwest who grew up in the 70s and 80s, you know. That's what made me leave Wisconsin. People think it was for other reasons. No. Number one, I had a music opportunity. And number two, y'all can keep that weather. I had no idea I had options. None. I didn't know. I thought I was supposed to be miserable like everybody else. And when I figured out that people were leaving the state, I was like, I want to go too. I ended up with a doctorate. That's what I ended up with. Get me to move to Michigan. Oh, go ahead if you want to, Flo. Now, Flo, who was that said that their friend is Billy? No, don't do it, baby. Stay here. You can go visit. Just don't stay long. For what? What was? It's the weather for me. It was too much. I was like, nope, not doing it. My dad said he couldn't do it either, so he moved back to Arkansas. He was stationed. Flo, where was he stationed? Because now I know that your dad must be Navy, because the closest military base was in Illinois, and that was Navy. Milwaukee. I didn't know there was a base there. Javina, did you know about a base? Coast? Oh, okay, Coast Guard. Okay, now I could see that for sure because of the Great Lakes. No, thank you, Brooke. Yeah, Michigan is too cold. What are we doing? What's happening? Hi, Alan. I have been here since 9:00. I have been here since 9:00. Visit Wisconsin late spring and summer, great street festivals, and that is all. And then I'm out. Nope. And then I just lost my nephew to gun violence there. His funeral is next week. No. Nope. Are you going grocery shopping on the 1st? Sandra, there will be no looting. There will be no looting, y'all. Don't have these people out here got y'all thinking we're gonna be out here bad. Because see, here's the thing. I saw what I know was AI. There was a young lady, and these two twins really, they get on my nerves. The Hodge twins. At one point they were really cool, and I don't know when they turned and became MAGA, but the Hodge twins posted a video of a young black girl saying, y'all, this is what we're gonna do if we don't get our food stamps on the first, da 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 da. And I was disgusted because, number one, they opened up this young girl to all of this. If I don't think it was real, but because you never can tell, but if this were someone's daughter or young mom or whatever, first of all, no one is going to be doing that. It is getting out of hand. Your husband says, if, mind you, he was born and raised in the Caribbean. Yeah, those dudes are insane. Hodge twins were cool for, they were. So it wasn't just me. They were really Hodge twins. I was like, oh, they cool. Because see, at one point they talked about health and wellness. At one point, I was like, oh, you get an instant follow from me on Instagram. That was before menopause. And now, you know, and I followed them because of their health and wellness that they did, because they would work out and they would share with you different things. And then something happened. And I said, who in the hell left the gate open on these brothers? Because you light skinned with green eyes or whatever color your eyes are or whatever. You still can't get a comb through it. What? Now I'm being silly, but I thought, what are you doing? Yeah. Getting your groceries delivered. Candy, it's already started. The Hodge twin, you're not missing nothing. They used to be really cool brothers too. They really did. But they had this young lady on there where she, and you could tell it was satire. Even no matter if it was fake or not, it was clear satire. And she was saying how, y'all, this is the day we're going to do it, da 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 da. And then all of these people in the comments post up, this is what we're going to do to you if you do this, and so forth and so on. That they paid them. Of course, they had to have spread love. Yeah, they used to be really, really cool. And I don't know what happened. And all money ain't good money. That much I know. That much I know. So what I will say is we've learned a lot tonight, that I know how to be silly. Just a little bit, maybe. And I find things funny. They took the money and sold out just like polyester and cubic zircon. Diamond is silver. But I do. So what do we learn today? We learned that you can enjoy your weekend and shop local and never touch big box retailers or companies that are going to take your money out of your community. Wendy, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Girl, this is how we do. Sometimes I even do it at my dining room table. I'm going to figure this out. We're going to have us, I don't know where Kayshawn is tonight. By now, she would have probably said, Auntie, I'm coming to the block party. So we're going to be having something called the block party in the summer of 2026. And the blackout. So let's talk about it. Blackout, I think it starts Black Friday, as a matter of fact. Let me pull it up. Shopping local is a thing. It is a thing. And where I live, I did not know these people were as bougie as they were. I thought I was in Midtown Atlanta. It was so nice. And I just sat and had an amazing weekend, just doing all of the thing. And had the weather been bad. And then my granddaughter and my daughter went trick-or-treating at the public park, where we actually have, I think it's the state's largest golf course, walking distance from my house. Yes, the blackout. The blackout is happening. It's called Blackout the System, right? Let's look it up. Let's find out together. So I'm over here at Blackout the System. Hang on. Well, it looks like their website is down. Huh. But it is scheduled for November 25th through December 2nd. So let's talk about it just a minute. Blackout the System has called for a nationwide urging participants to refrain from working or spending money from November 25th through December 2nd. Thank you, Adore. I appreciate that. As a protest against the damaged government and economic system, which we discussed tonight with the tariffs and why you've got some Republicans who are parting ways with their Republican brothers and sisters and saying, you know what, we got to stop these tariffs. So, and we also talked about the impact of SNAP benefits for real. Now, if you want to see the commentary I did, it's 10 minutes and 28 seconds long. and it is currently available on Meta and on. You won't be working those days. So here's the thing. It's really a way to say we've had enough, and we're gonna control how much money we're gonna spend throughout these days. Now, here's where a lot of folks are gonna get lost. My kids not gonna not have no good Christmas. I'm gonna make sure that they got what they need. We're gonna hear a lot of that, and that's okay. That's fine. Some people were not meant to do that, but there will be other ways for people to be able to resist, right? And one of the ways is to black out the system every day. I think that doing it from the 25th through the 2nd is good, but just continuing to do it is even better. We here in the Brownstone, we talk about it every single time I go live. Do what? Shop local. It is a start. I agree, Kim. It is absolutely a start. Yep. So, being that it is a start, we encourage each other here to shop local. Come out of the big box retailers, because it has literally taken the life breath of small town USA anyway, and returned back to us a lot of times unlivable wages, which are causing some people to rely on food stamps, rely on public housing and other types of assistance, and because that's the only game in town now. So a little bit at a time, like my sister used to say, just a little bit at a time. You don't have to do all the things all at once. If you know that you have to do something here, then do something here. And if you know that you don't have anything but a Walmart in your area, of course, you got to do what you got to do. But also know that if you need to, pull some of your money from here and give it to the local boutique over here. Create an economy within the communities in which we are living in. How many people know, and I'm sure that you do, that's what caused a lot of these Black communities to lose everything. Because white people were like, wait a minute, their money is staying in their community. How many times? 10 times before it leaves. 10 times before it leaves. That means everybody in the community was living large and living well. Doctors and lawyers and business owners, pediatricians. So black out the system is nationwide. Alan, to answer your question, it's scheduled around the Thanksgiving holiday and extending through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I do too, Lulu. And this initiative aims to become the most significant economic blackout, according to this report that I'm reading here, in U.S. history, demonstrating that real power belongs to the people, not corrupt governors, billionaires, and broken systems. So again, it is from the 25th through the 2nd. I say, do what some of us in here have been doing. Just start now. Start local. It does feel like it, doesn't it, Book? It seems like it's every year that this gets done. So maybe it's just time to kind of dust it off and try it again and maybe see if it sticks. I just say for every $5 that you give Walmart, give a local business $5. See what it is that you can do locally to help your local community. Find a flea market. Find a farmer's market. If there aren't any in your area, you know that there are particular apps that you can purchase things from, including right here, TikTok Shop. You have that. You have Whatnot. You have Lemonade. You have so many others. Listen, let me tell you something about a good flea market. I can stay there all day like I'm at the carnival. For real. Yeah. I 100% agree as well, Adore. Yep, Poshmark is another one. Pike Place Market in Washington State. Oh, nice. We have ours here, the one that I'm closest to is called Peachtree Peddlers. I know that there is one past Macon called Smiley's, I think. Macon, Georgia, there's one Smiley's and a couple of others where you can get those items. Yeah, Thread Up is another one. Well, there are. To answer your question, Sawita. Sweet again. I think that's cute. There are those doctors' offices 9 times out of 10 now. There are some here that I've met online who don't take insurance at all. Okay, gotcha, Helen. Okay. Yes, ours are year round. A bin wizard, nice. Bin stores are pretty cool too. So you see, so it's take something here, replace it here. If you can't get toilet tissue at the flea at a flea market, consider online options that are out there. I know that Whatnot, you can pretty much get anything over there. And then of course TikTok Shop has those things as well. It's just things to think about, things to consider, to extend past Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Value Village. Oh my God, today. Who remembers Value Village? We used to have one in my hometown called the Purple Heart. There was Value Village. Yep. eBay, Goodwill. There's so many different places. Ollie's. Yeah. Ross. And remember, we did the research to find out which one of them were privately owned and which ones weren't. We found out Ross is. We found out that TJ Maxx and another one, but then someone said that they supported the Trump administration during his campaign. Roses, absolutely. So Roses and Maxway are one and the same. Value Village once again. So finding out who these companies are and start patronizing them. I know me and Roses, listen. I literally, I feel like I go there about 5 times a week. They don't even sell groceries. That part. Alan Lewis says Habitat for Humanity, especially if you're looking for furniture and stuff like that. Y'all, that stuff is sometimes donated for free. Now, I have a friend who is the director of Habitat for Humanity itself, and not so she worked with Jimmy Carter himself, and so she runs the one in Noonan, and I was at their ribbon cutting ceremony in McDonough, Georgia, and I had no idea how much beautiful furniture and household items and stuff like that you would get for thousands of dollars that are literally donated by these companies, and that's just sitting at your Habitat for Humanity waiting for somebody to purchase. So definitely consider that, because the resources from that goes right back into Habitat for Humanity. And the Habitat Humanities store is called the Restore. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, hardware, stuff like that, it is in there. I was blown away. You got new doors for your garage from there? See? And I bet you they are fire, aren't they? Mm-hmm. It's called Restore. Look and see if you have one in your area. Yep. You learn how to make bracelets. You'll be gifting them. Absolutely. Spread love. Yep. Absolutely. So time now is 11:48. Yep. It's called Habitat for Humanity Restore. Time now is 11:48. I've been with you guys for 3 hours. This is ridiculous. What am I doing with my life? Oh man, I used to love that one in Macon. You dropped off a sink there. Purchased carpet for $25. See, that it is. It is. Because I know this client's going to want that commercial redone. I know it. Purple cleaners for your classroom decor. Georgia neighbors, I have to wake up. I'm going to be up at 5:30 in the morning regardless. I wish. Listen, you guys, listen, we're going to be keeping up with what's happening with the news and information tomorrow. You all know how I do. I'll turn back on my news voice tomorrow sometime, and helping your people, spreading knowledge and love. Yeah, Nikki, that's what we do here. Welcome to the neighborhood. Hey, Missy. How are you? First time here. Gail, thank you. Welcome to the neighborhood. Come on in here. Y'all, we are neighbors. Real quick, before we leave here today, I keep forgetting to share with you all the link, but literally to help my team and I continue to do what we do, including news and information, Brownstone Living Magazine, brownstoneworldwide.com, and Cityscape Radio, which is journalism platform, along with lifestyle. We do offer 3 different types of memberships to kind of help us out. We've got 3 different tiers. $5 a month get you the basic, and I'll share all of this with you. You've got the Stoop, which is $10 a month, or you can become a part of the Neighborhood Watch, which is an ambassador for $20 a month, and it gets you like a ton of other things. I'll talk about that tomorrow, but because if I'm not careful, I will be talking to you and looking at the back of my eyelids. It is time for me to retire for the evening. But let's end like we always do. Thank you all for joining us again. Yeah. And let that be your homework for tonight. Go watch Bad Faith on YouTube. Go watch it. You will never be the same, and you will see things a little bit differently. And yeah. I am usually here around 8:30 or 9. That's my time. I am considering restarting the day shift as well. But because I'm doing so much running in the morning now with clients and cutting commercials and podcasts and stuff like that, because I mean, there are people that have joined the membership already, and there are services that start next month for that. So yeah, 27 people are part of the people in the neighborhood. Can y'all believe that? I can't. I'm still in shock. It's kind of cool though. EST. I will be here Eastern Standard Time. So I will pop on as usual, do the news and information. Some of you guys know the role, how I do. We do breaking news anywhere I am. I'll stop. I know it tripped me out, Jakira. I wasn't ready. But yeah, what to watch on YouTube again. It's called Bad Faith. Bad Faith. BAD Faith. And then tomorrow, let's jump back in again. And like I said, I'm considering doing the day shift again. I'll just have to figure out where I'll fit it in, if at all. But I will definitely be keeping the night shift because I enjoy coming on here and ending my evening with you all. I think it's pretty cool. Are you serious, Wendy? You found me on Instagram? What? On my personal Instagram page? Holy cow. That's what's up. But listen, you all, I got to get some sleep. I got to get some sleep. I'm going to go find the rest of that Sutter home. Brownstone. Nice. Excellent. Brownstone. I love it. I will, Missy. Y'all, neighbors, thank you so much for joining me again this evening. 3 things that I always like to say before we end every single live. 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life because you only get one you might as well enjoy it. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. I will see you all tomorrow for another amazing time with each other, with me more alert. Let's talk about that on tomorrow's night shift here in the Brownstone. All right, neighbors, get ready and rest, retire, clock in, or whatever you got to do. We'll see you around.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and breakfast with Fernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on. it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution exciting. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Bernard, here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.